Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause for the South Bunbury Tigers. Put your hands together for the mighty Collie Eagles. Can I introduce Australian athlete Brad Scott, 1500 metre runner, to toss the coin with the two captains from Collie, Matt Blackford and South Bunbury, Matt Giarchi. Collie's call. Tails. And it's a tails. Collie to kick to the city end. What a beautiful day for football, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams at full strength. I'm sure this is going to be a cracking game, one for the women.
For 2016, this is the Dale Alcock Homes Grand Final in the Southwest Football League, and we are underway as Rinda tries to win the initial ruck tap. It comes down to an opening pack, and we are going to have a secondary ball up, so not much to really speak of from the first 15 seconds or so, unfortunately. But that's okay.
Young Jay Wright's got the job on Fontana, so big ask for the young fella.
Quick kick up to the forward line, or at least half forward there for the South Bunbury side. Quick handball now away out towards this half forward flank. It's been picked up by Kirby. In towards the forward pocket he goes. The ball drifting out, and it just bounces inside the field of play before going out of bounds right in front of this absolutely stacked tierced grandstand, or sort of tierced forward pocket that is here at Hands Oval. It is packed. The little bar area behind there is packed as well, and the grandstand as well. The Buzzwell stand is chockers this afternoon. It is a brilliant crowd here at Hands Oval for the 2016 Grand Final. Picked up there for the Collie Eagles by Ray Daniels. He gets a clearing kick away out of the fence. Bouncing ball, chasing after it. There's Brady London. He can't pick it up the first time, but second effort's okay, and then a handball away. He's trying to find a teammate, but he's also, in a way, trying to find the boundary. And that's where he goes. Opening 60 seconds, no score, early stages.
It's great in the opening 60 seconds of a grand final. All the players just want to get their first hands on footy. Once you get that first touch, you're away to go.
Rinda up against Tom Harper in the ruck. Comes down, picked up now there by Corey Griggs. He gets a long kick up towards the half-forward line, but it's drifted wide, and it will be a free kick as the ball goes out on the full for the South Bunbury side. And Josh Ryder has got it now, right inside his defensive 50. Short ball. It's okay for his teammates. Is that your man, Sean Crane? Is that your man there, Alan Crane?
Oh, mate.
Just say yes.
Sorry, mate, I'll have to agree with you. I was looking over the other side.
Brady London, he ended up getting it to a teammate. Bouncing ball up towards the half-back line. Oh, trying to keep the ball alive there for South Bunbury was Desham. but he went out of bounds, and we'll have a ball in. Desham?
Desham.
We are going with Desham. It's just French. I would have thought he'd sort of play it up.
Adam Bignell and
I was looking forward to a flying Frenchman this afternoon.
Dylan Harper and Adam Bignell. Another great matchup. Bignell's been very good early for Collie.
Rin to the tap. Florio wrapped up in a tackle. And we'll have another ball up. 65 out from the Collie Eagles goal. They're kicking with the wind in the opening quarter. No score after 2.5 minutes. As we have a ball up once again. Rinder with the fist, but doesn't really go to a teammate there. It was South Bunbury players everywhere trying to chase after that ball. Ryder was one of them. Harper, that's Dylan. He got wrapped up in a quick tackle. Then a quick kick away for South Bunbury by Giarchi. Goes in towards the wing. Going after that there is Damon Bull. He's got Joel Maher chasing after him. He put in a good tackle. Ball comes free. Up inside the forward line it goes now for the Collie Eagles. It's Jared Miller. He can't keep that one alive. South Bunbury have got numbers. They clear the ball away now. Giarchi and half back. What's he done with that? He's kicked it into the man of the mark and then a free kick going to the Collie Eagles.
There's a bit of pressure on out there early.
Indeed. Kick inside the forward line for the Collie Eagles, but a good defensive mark's been taken. And so South Bunbury will be able to clear this ball away out towards this near flank, or at least the half-back flank it is. So they've got numbers further on. Oh, it's a poor hand pass in the end. Not good work there in the end from Martin Thompson. And we'll have
The experience that Ham's already showed there, he actually just put a little block on it. Not many people would have picked it up, but it cleared the way.
I love the stat you told me about Kyle Hams earlier. He's got
Ninja Turtles?
tattoo of the Ninja Turtles on his calf. I want him to be my best mate all of a sudden. Michael Florio trying to get a kick away, but it got smothered. It's been tight football in the first 4 minutes. No one's really been able to break away. Speaking of breakaway, Corey Griggs tried to do that, but he got dispossessed. Now South Bunbury, they get it right past the interchange gates. Good mark taken there by Lee Coleman in game number 50. He now kicks it to centre half forward. It's not the best of kicks, and in the end it's intercepted by Jeb Swallow.
Bad turnover that he had. South players streaming everywhere.
So Swallow now kicks
Good
it
kick.
out towards the far wing, and is a very good kick in the end. They've got a few numbers around the football at the moment. Kyle Shanahan's got it now at centre wing. Looked like there might have been a little shove out there from Adam Bignell. Play on, says the umpire. Keeping that alive momentarily was Jay Wright. He knocks it to the boundary line. And we'll have the ball in. 5 gone opening quarter. No score on the Radio West Southwest Yamaha scoreboard.
And both sides just looking to settle.
That's what you want them to do. We have seen grand finals in this first 5, 10, 15 minutes get quite fiery. Thankfully, that hasn't happened quite yet. Let's hope it doesn't happen, to be brutally honest. We want some good football out there. Mark's been taken by Damon Bull. Gets a quick linking hand pass. Now a long ball up towards the half-forward line. Oh, the ball just bouncing away from Crane back there. And then Coleman lost it as well. The mark in the end at centre wing's been taken by Reid Saunders. It now comes up towards the centre half forward line. Collie Eagles looking for a good delivery inside the forward line. Brady London with a spoil. Chasing after it though is Florio once again. He keeps his feet, but he had to beat 2. That's good work in the end there by the defenders from South Bunbury. They clear it away, and in the end it comes out towards this wing, and it's been taken by Desham. So Jack Desham has got the football. Just in between the wing and half back. It's hit the mark there by James Kirby right on the boundary line. It's a tough one, but he wasn't able to clamp onto it.
Been busy early, young James Kirby on this wing.
I was going to say he's going to have to be if he's coming up against Travis Cleggett.
Yeah, it's going to be a great duel in there. They've already had some makings for it.
Not wrong. Kyle Hams up against Kyle Shanahan as well. That's battle going on as we speak around the ball. No free kick paid for a high tackle. Corey Griggs has been caught though for holding the ball right on centre wing.
He gets a lot of the footy though, doesn't he, Corey Griggs? He's already racked up quite a few, and we're only in the early stages.
6 minutes gone, opening quarter. Still donuts on the scoreboard at the moment. As the kick there from Meadmore goes up towards half forward. Chappell for the Collie Eagles. He intercepts it. His kick going back towards half forward is intercepted again by John Meadmore. He now comes to this wing. Right in front of us, James Kirby's got the football. Gallops along, takes one bounce, and then his kick out towards the forward line is not too bad in the end. I thought that might have drifted out towards the boundary line, but it stayed in the field of play, and Lee Coleman has taken the mark, and he looks like he's going to attempt to line up the first shot on goal. 7 minutes in to the opening quarter for South Bunbury.
Right in front of the South Bunbury members here too. So if you're going to kick a good one, that's the spot to kick it.
He'll know all about it if he scores. He'll know all about it if he misses completely.
He'll have plenty of advice coming from
Oh,
there too,
don't you worry about that. As Coleman now launches it long, right towards the goal line. It's touched right on the goal line. Umpire Jason Crow on the goals there says it's touched, and it is a minor score. Game 711, I believe it is for him today.
Great effort, isn't it?
As an umpire.
Would have seen a lot of games of foot. That's a lot of games.
So opening score, South Bunbury 1 behind. Collie Eagles yet to score on the Radio West Southwest Yamaha scoreboard. As the ball has come out now to the halfback flank. Long kick out of defence. It's been kicked out there by Daniels in towards the middle of the ground. Chasing after it there, Jared Miller. He got lost the football. Kyle Hams with a quick handball away. Now a chance here to maybe open it up for South Bunbury. Ball bounces favourably, and then a quick handball away. Then the kick up towards the interchange gates on this near side. It's been picked up here by Desham. Desham short ball's a good one, and the marker has been taken by Ryan Bennell. Again, similar spot to what we saw a short time ago from Coleman. Wonder if Bennell's got a better boot or whether he's been able to see what that kick did and maybe butter it up as Bennell comes in. Ball drifts late, right in towards the forward pocket, and Coleman has taken the mark. So a bit of luck maybe there.
Squeezed in between two of Collie Eagles defenders there, so very strong hands from Lee Coleman.
That's a contender for the mark of the day for any time.
I think we will put him down actually then.
Put a tick next to his name. So Lee Coleman, the question is, can he convert from here and give South Bunbury the opening goal of the 2016 Grand Final? Hearing it live here on Radio West. Hope you're enjoying our coverage in the early stages as Coleman comes in. Misses. Let's put it to the near side. So 9 minutes gone. Radio West Southwest Yamaha scoreboard. It's South Bunbury 2 behind, and the Collie Eagles yet to score.
Collie, you'll be just looking at their delivery inside the forward 50 at the minute. They've had chances going in there. They just need to tidy it up a bit.
So the Collie Eagles have been inside the forward 50, just a couple of times so far. 3 times, in fact. South Bunbury have been inside now 3 times as well. First 5 minutes, they were probably a lot more dominant. They probably settled a little earlier, or at least got a lot more of the football, but South Bunbury have done a much better job lately. Hands, quick handball away. Now quick kick inside the forward 50. Defenders need to get back there for Collie. It was Blackfoot who did get back there, and then a free kick's been found. And it will go to the Collie Eagles. Chase Griggs has got the free kick. His kick to a one-on-one contest was not all that good. Kyle Hams did well to spoil that away from Shanahan.
I've seen Hams move for a while.
There you go. He'll love hearing this back. 10 minutes gone. 2 behinds to nothing in the first 10 minutes. South Bunbury lead. Expecting fireworks, I must say, in the first few minutes. Hasn't quite happened, but that's okay. Tight old start. Salikas tried to pick the football up there in the forward pocket. He couldn't. And out of bounds it goes.
It's been more open than what you'd give it credit for, and I thought it'd be a lot more closed in. But gee, it's a beautiful day for football, so it should be nice and open.
Yeah, the conditions are really, really good out there. There's not that much of a breeze. So even though the Collie Eagles have decided to kick to the city end, which is predominantly the main scoring end, there isn't a great deal in that breeze. If anything, it's a goal, but that's about it. As the ball has gone right near the boundary line on the half-forward flank for South Bunbury. We'll have a ball in. Nearly 11 minutes gone. Of course, Southwest Yamaha getting behind our coverage, bringing you this opening quarter here on Radio West. As a bit of a wild attempt there by Damon Bull trying to kick the football away, but it does come free now, but a good mark taken on the defensive 50 by Matt Michael, and he will try and set something up from here. See if we get a bit of flow going on in this next few minutes. Now, free kick at that marking contest, and it's actually going to go the way of South Bunbury.
Shepherd out, I think.
Okay. So the kick coming inside the forward 50 falls short. Joel Maher gets back there.
That's a good mark by Maher. He didn't know what was coming around him, but he stood very firm.
He kicks it up now up towards the wing. Marked here by Cam Davidson for the Collie Eagles. He goes short inboard back to Joel Maher. He runs up now to centre wing. Kick is long up towards the half-forward line. Trying to capture that ball there was Jared Miller. Can't do so successfully. And we'll have a ball in.
It's something about that scoreboard, sure. It drags the players across there. I'm sure Collie would like to get it out this side and get it in.
The scoreboard on this side then in that case.
It'd be a lot easier
That'd
to see,
be
wouldn't it?
handy. Won't need the binoculars every 3 seconds. Ball at the forward 50 for the Collie Eagles, but there's numbers back there for South Bunbury. Jackson Bell links up, and they eventually get it now towards the wing.
Good grab.
A very good mark has been taken there in the wing by Axel Vernon. He then plays on quickly to Jeb Swallow. He
Great
is
to see him back in the side.
just in the centre square at the moment, right in the middle of the ground. He then launches long. A lot of errant kicks, I must say. A lot of turnover kicks, I would have thought. Or it feels like there's been a lot of turnover
Straight
kicks
out
so
to that
far.
scoreboard pocket again.
Yep, it's gone out of bounds in the end. That could have easily been a turnover to South Bunbury, but not to be. So 12 and a half gone, opening quarter. Radio West Southwest Yamaha scoreboard. South Bunbury 2 behinds. Collie Eagles are yet to score as the ball now is given off there to Meadmore. Got a handball away, and then it got sort of knocked up in the air, and then it ended up looking like it was a marking contest for everybody. And the umpire's going to come in and go, holding the ball. Because he obviously wanted something just to break open. There you go. So free kick is going to go to Kyle Hands. He's going to take it at half back for South Bunbury. And they managed to go through the guts now. Wide kick, Brady London's a chance to get this football. He ends up getting it, and then he puts on the afterburners, or at least he tries to. Then kicks it up towards the half-forward line, but an exceptional mark has been taken there by Matt Michael. Tick. Mark of the day contender thanks to Anytime Fitness Bunbury. We like that a lot. Now it's been taken by Blake Shanahan. He goes up now to the centre wing on the far side. Cam Davidson has got it. Launching ball inside the forward line. It's out in front there of Chase Fontana. He can't keep it alive, but this is probably the best chance for the Collie Eagles. 14 gone in the opening quarter. It's in their forward pocket. 35 out from the goal line at the moment.
And that Michael for the Collie Eagles seemed to be out of position, but somehow he's got a knack to get himself in the right spot at the right time.
Bignell wrapped up in a tackle, ball up. We're having a little sweep up here about who's going to be first goal kicker for a little while. I didn't think we'd maybe be talking about maybe first goal kicker being in the second quarter, but that's a different story. But Adam Bignell's name was definitely bandied around the place. That's understandable as well. He's right near it right now. Big tackle applied by Jake Rogers. We'll have a ball up because keep in mind the first game we did, the qualifying finally kicked the opening 2 goals in the game. I think he was involved in the first couple of goals as well in the second semi from memory too.
Very lively.
He is indeed. Ball up middle in the middle of the 50. There's a pack forming once again. Davidson, well, he's given away the free kick for Sockering in danger. And so South Bunbury will end up with the ball in their back pocket. I'd like to say that there's a lot more going on. Unfortunately, there hasn't really been. It's been a sort of strange old stalemate sort of start to this contest so far, as the ball is locked up once again at the half-back line for South Bunbury, right on the left-hand side.
There's a lot happening, but not much happening. Is that a good way to describe it?
I think so. You'd almost want to say to them, can we restart? Would be nice. Maybe not. Hutchison with the football. Eventually now, the kick is turned over. And the Collie Eagles have a chance to go forward. Kick inside the forward line, right towards the forward pocket. Good spoil at the side there from Brady London. And we will have a ball in, getting it away there from Miller. So 20 metres out around from the goals. Big chance for the Collie Eagles. They trail 2-0 at the moment on the Radio West Southwest Yamaha scoreboard. Harper was a chance to gather that football. He goes in a second and third time. Then he gets wrapped up in a tackle and the umpire says holding the ball. So as much as he was trying to make the play, he then gets tackled and gets caught. And it's going to be a free kick to the Collie Eagles. They will have the first shot on goal for the afternoon. Going to guess who? Adam Bignell.
There we go.
I think you've lost your bet here, Leif Cale.
I think Leif Cale's in a bit of trouble.
It's all right. It won't go to Adam Bignell.
It's
You're lucky.
a turnover.
Reid Saunders is going to get the free kick. I wonder if they discussed that amongst them. It was like, who's going to take the kick? I've heard there's a little wager going on upstairs. No. Reid Saunders is going to line up on a slight angle, 30 metres out for the opener of the afternoon. He goes narrow. So 16 and a half gone in the opening quarter. The Radio West Southwest Yamaha scoreboard. Collie Eagles are 1 behind. South Bunbury are 2 behinds. We're trying to do what we can to try and liven this up. Be a customer for life. Michelle, Jeremy and the team at Southwest Yamaha are Yamaha specialists. Huge range of bikes for all ages and the biggest range of Fox and O'Neill accessories. The ball's delivered out of defensive 50. Oh, great marks been taken there by Tommy Harper. He then gets it on quickly up towards the wing. It bounced there in front of Dale Wilkinson. He couldn't pick that up cleanly. Bennell did pick up very, very cleanly. He then gets a quick handball over the top. Sidestep from Wilkinson. Quick handball off. Then a kick inside the forward pocket of Coleman. Great passage of play from South Bunbury.
Used the ball very well going down that outer wing. Gee, that was a good pick-up by young Ryan Bonnell. Only a young fellow, he just swooped in there.
Oh, we like that a lot. More of that, please. Now, Lee Coleman is going to be kicking in front of the Collie Juniors who are sitting on a bench out there right on that half-forward flank. Game number 50 today for Lee Coleman. He steps in, 40 out, tough shot from where he is. And it stays in the field of play and ends up being marked on the goal line by Matt Michael. Well, of course it's going to be Matt Michael.
4 marks already for Matt Michael in defence there.
This man, how integral is he this afternoon? He has been outstanding so far. Ball back up towards the half-forward line. Free kick's been found. It's going to go to South Bunbury.
And Kyle Shanahan just comes around with a bit of blood dripping from his eye.
Hands now with it at the forward 50. Goes backward with a hand pass and then a quick kick inside the forward line again. Collie have got numbers. The mark's been taken by Jeb Swallow. He plays on now. Up towards centre wing. Bignell charges out. Takes a nice mark. Sliding in to take that one. His side trail 2-1. That's the points, not the goals. As it bounces now up towards the half-forward flank. Blake Shanahan tries to gather it cleanly, couldn't do so. Ball goes out towards the boundary line, and we'll have a ball in. You won't believe it, but we're almost at time on.
Oh, I do believe it, and it'd be nice to see someone break the ice, wouldn't it?
Anybody. You know. I don't know. It's not going to happen just yet, I don't think.
I don't think too many people would have picked. Would have been time on and not a goal scored.
Free kick's been found. It's a high tackle. I did say to you before the winning score could be about 70. I think the winning score could be 24 now. Maybe not. I'm sure it'll hype up very, very soon.
It just makes me wonder if there is a breeze out there at all.
Quick give off to Jake Rogers, who pumps it long in towards the forward pocket. 2 South Bunbury players end up spoiling themselves. And then the Collie Eagles, I think we're looking for a free kick there. It's out on the full, I think, last touch off the boot against a South Bunbury player. And so it's out on the full. And Jared Miller is going to have a free kick in the pocket.
Very tough shot from here.
Not easy. Right in the forward pocket. He ends up giving it up, which is probably not the silliest of ideas. He just missed his targeting, Joel Maher. And South Bunbury have got numbers back there. Big tackle applied there on Jackson Bell. And we will have a ball up, 30 out from the Collie Eagles goal. Radio West Southwest Yamaha scoreboard. The Collie Eagles 1 behind. South Bunbury 2 behind. Ball up. It's knocked down once again. No one really being able to get free football at the moment. It is really tough to win the footy as we hit time on.
It's going to be a close game at this rate.
It's a soccer game. It's a soccer scoreline right now. We haven't had any goals. That's why it's a soccer scoreline, I suppose. Ball up once again, and another ball up's going to happen. Try and do something for us, Craney, would you?
I'm not sure what's going to happen at the minute. I like that shot for goal. I don't think he meant to centre that at all. I think he just hit it on the wrong point of the ball.
Ball up once again. Miller tried to win that one. He's really, really tough out there. I mean, both sides, we know that they're evenly matched, but it is just a do a struggle right now. So third ball up in the same spot, 35 metres out from the Collie Eagles goals. Miller tries to jump up and try and spoil that one away. Giardi trying to break away. He couldn't. Big tackle applied on a Collie Eagles player. Looked like that might have been Rogers, and then a free kick for holding the ball's been paid. It's against the Collie Eagles, Blake Shanahan, and South Bunbury will try and work this one away. The kick to Ryder was not great. In fact, to Meadmore was not great. He had to really work for that. It was Ryder before, I should say. London back to Ryder. Ryder now with it at the half-back flank. He gives it off to Crane. Back to Ryder. So there's 3 possessions in just a couple of seconds. Could get a 4th if he's not careful here. A chance now for Jackson Bell. He gathers. Quick give, but it's turned over. Cleggett now for the Collie Eagles.
Oh.
Run down. Beautiful tackle holding the ball. Great work, though. Is that James Kirby?
He's had a good first quarter, James Kirby.
He started very nicely, and he's worn Travis Cleggett very, very well. Was a little surprised to see that when he started up on the wing, but he's done very nicely. Here's Sauce. Guy Pickett now kicks it up to a spare man at half forward. It's been picked up here, and the turnaround there by Hutchison kicks inside the forward line, and the mark now taken by Ryan Bennell. He'll have a shot 45 out directly in front with just a couple of minutes to go.
And I think this might break the ice here, Dan. Young Bennell, very classy young footballer.
In a way, please let it. In a way. If you're a Collie fan, you don't want it to. If you're a South Bunbury fan, you definitely want it to.
30 out directly in front.
Bennell from 40 in the end. It is a lovely looking kick, and that is the opening goal of the day. And let's be brutally honest, you put that down as a goal of the day contender for City and Regional Fuels, because it's the first one we've had so far. 22 and a half gone opening quarter. South Bunbury are 1-2-8. Collie Eagles are one behind on the Radio West Southwest Yamaha scoreboard.
The back lines have been definitely on top, but the delivery into the forward lines has been pretty ordinary to say the least. The decision making around the centre of the ground is not where it needs to be from both sides, so they'll need to sharpen up a bit on that, I reckon.
Absolutely right. So, on what is a really nice day for football, beautiful conditions, not a great deal of breeze out there.
Interesting to know what that breeze is.
Yeah, there's a little bit of breeze that has just picked up. We might see if Jackson might be able to investigate that for us in the next few seconds or so as Giarchi gets wrapped up in a monster tackle, but he managed to get it to a teammate there in Cadman. But it's the Collie Eagles who are going to be able to break free. It's Ma who kicks it now up towards half forward. He wanted Bignell. Good work getting back there in defence. Dylan Harper. He ends up linking up with a teammate. Then the kick is a little wide. Don't worry about finding out what's going on with the wind because the siren's gone because we're just going to go to a breather. A strange old opening quarter to start the 2016 Southwest Football League Grand Final. But at least someone's got a goal. South Bunbury 1-2-8. Collie Eagles one behind at the quarter time break on the Radio West Southwest Yamaha scoreboard. And for Dale Alcock Holmes, Australia's professional major builder of the year for the fourth time, this is Radio West Football. So it's relatively even as the second quarter gets underway. As for Dale Alcock Holmes, this is the 2016 Grand Final in the Southwest Football League. The Collie Eagles and South Bunbury. We're going to have a secondary ball up in the middle of the ground. Second quarter for Western Ag, now located at 58 Macomb Road in Bunbury. Ball up once again, and it's been knocked down there by Tom Harper. Trying to find some freedom once again. They might do this time. Giarch gets it away. Gets it up towards half forward. Mark's been taken here by Damon Bull. He's at the point of the centre square at his half-forward line. Good delivery inside the forward line. Michael tries to shove out his opponent there in Coleman. Comes free. The Grecian Prince that is Anthony Selekas comes through, puts through the goal. Quick start for South Bunbury on the Radio West Western Ag scoreboard. South Bunbury 2-2-14. Collie Eagles one behind. That is definitely a contender for goal of the day for City and Regional Fuels.
Great work by Andrew Wazzaloo in the centre then. Not many. He turned, he kept his focus on the ball under enormous pressure and was able to handball out to Giarchi, who linked up with Bull, which set the whole thing going. And Selekas made the most of that opportunity.
Grecian Prince.
I like that, Dan.
Thank you very much. I've been working on that for the last 48 hours.
You said you were going to slip it in there somewhere.
I thought we might just get that in there. 90 seconds into the second quarter. So South Bunbury on the board, 2-2-14 to one behind. Dale Alcock Holmes bringing you the coverage of the Southwest Football League Grand Final. Win out of the middle of the ground once again for South Bunbury. They're starting to try and turn things on, but Bennell's given away a free kick at half forward. And the Collie Eagles will take that ball in the end. The free kick's going to be taken here by Chase Griggs. They'll have to take it again because the umpire said you're not on your mark.
You just get the feeling South are going to lift and throw everything at Collie here. Collie need to hold for a little bit.
Right, this is not a biased South Bunbury.
No.
Alan Crane sort of talking here, but I do get the feeling that you're about right there. Spoil from the side coming through there from Jay Wright. And we will have a ball in around 75 metres away from the South Bunbury goal. And the goals, they are two for South Bunbury.
Anthony Stubberfield's no, I'm very neutral sort of.
We will talk about Anthony Stubberfield, our Lower Southwest correspondent, who joined us throughout the season on Out of Bounds a little bit later on because he sent a very interesting text message to me a short time ago. And I'll wrap that up for you soon as a free kick has been found. Kyle Hams is going to get that. And is he playing as Donatello, Leonardo, or Michelangelo today?
You're just checking out them tats, aren't you?
Good tats, I won't lie. Shot ball. About a 15-20 metre kick in the end, and the mark has been taken here by Damon Bull. He then launches along inside the forward pocket. Great mark taken once again. Oh, geez, their mitts are going nicely at the moment here, South Bunbury. And we'll have a shot on goal from around 45 metres out. And a chance here for Guy Pickett to kick his first of the afternoon. Not an easy kick, but on grand final day, kicks are usually not that easy.
Young Sauce likes these probably more than directly in front. So
Sauce from the pocket, 45 out. Just slid off to the side and through for a minor score. So 3 gone. Second quarter, Radio West Western Ag scoreboard. South Bunbury 2-3-15. Collie Eagles are 1 behind. As for Dale Alcock-Holmes, this is the grand final in the South West Footy League. Ball kicked in. Axel Vernon has got it now. Played on to a teammate. Then a short ball out of defence has been delivered to Jace Fontana. So Fontana at the paint of defensive 50 tried to... I think he was trying to go for Bignell originally, but it fell away from him and it went to Blake Shanahan, which is okay because at least it went to a teammate. Then to Swallow, and a kick in towards centre half forward has been turned over, and Martin Thompson has taken a relieving mark. He then gets it off now to Ryder. So Josh Ryder, his kick out wide is okay, and he finds Desham at the South West Footy League paint. The paint job that's been done on the ground today. His kick up towards the half-forward line has been turned over, and Corey Griggs has taken the mark. So Collie Eagles just need a bit of a spark here. I know that we heard from Jackson Barrett, our boundary runner, before, saying that Clint Swallow's okay with a bit of an arm wrestle, but when your team's given up the first goal in 90 seconds, you can't really make it an arm wrestle anymore. You need to start winning football.
I think that spark is you're right. They're going through, they're playing the game, but they just need someone to go bang and do something.
Ray Daniels won a free kick at the wing. His kick up towards half forward was turned over though. Meadmore's nearby. Quick handball the way to Manchiachi. As Trucks now gets that up towards the wing, and a mark's been taken there by Coleman. Will he go inboard towards the middle to Bull? No, he goes to centre half forward. Good decision. He goes to Salikas. He then kicks it in towards the forward pocket. It just goes over the top of his intended target there in Desham. And it will be a free kick because it goes out on the full. 5 gone second quarter. South Bunbury by 14 points on the Radio West Western Ag scoreboard as Blackford now clears it out of defensive 50. Short ball's okay. He ends up spotting up Blake Shanahan once again. Shanahan. They go short once again. This is Miller. No, sorry, this is Daniels who's got it. Sorry, Raymond Daniels. Now kicks it long. Up towards half forward. At the back there, Rinder was a chance, but there were numbers back there for South Bunbury. And then a very, very nice kick into open play. Crane, quick hand pass over the top. He gets it on to Bull. Bull now. Kick inside the forward line, right to the pocket. Salikas, almost a little shove there against Blackford. The umpire says, nah, it's okay, but it ran through from behind. So Radio West Western Ag scoreboard, South Bunbury 2-4, Collie Eagles 1 behind. As the ball is kicked out of defence, and Travis Clegger takes the mark, and he ends up running straight away. Good footy, but unfortunately his target wasn't that.
Inside 50, so 5 to South Bunbury to 0 to Collie at the minute.
He ended up turning it over there to Josh Ryder. It was the right idea from Travis Clegger just to try and get things moving. As the ball now is back at half forward for South Bunbury. Ball comes free. Oh, they're trying to win this football cleanly here. Kirby does well. Kicks it out in front of a teammate there in Hutchison. He's up on the boundary line. Hutchison gives the old 1-2. Then kicks it high in towards the pocket. Great mark has been taken there by Jeb Swallow. Is it paid? Yes, it is. And there's a nice old contender actually for mark of the day for any fitness. Unfortunately, he's kicked forward on. Well, he tried to switch play to the opposite pocket, but coming through and stealing the mark there was Lee Coleman, and he's got a chance to kick his first of the afternoon, 45-degree angle, and he'll be kicking from 35 out. It was a poor kick in the end. So Lee Coleman lines it up now to make the margin, 21 points. He's just snuck that one in. And South Bunbury get the opening 3 goals of the contest. Radio West Western Ag scoreboard. South Bunbury 3-4-22. Collie Eagles are 1 behind 1. Jackson Barrett on the boundary line. What have you got for us, sir?
Guys, Reid Saunders came off late in that first quarter with an ankle injury. He seemed happy to walk it off and give it a rest. He returns to the field now. Michael Florio replaces him on the bench. He had a good rub down on his left hamstring at the break.
The real worry for the Collie Eagles at the minute, South big names are getting a lot of the footy, and Hams, Giarchi, Bull and their forwards are starting to take good grabs. So they need to arrest this a little bit before it just starts to sneak into dangerous territory.
Give us a couple of stats from the quarter so far, because as we said, South Bunbury have been quite dominant to start with.
Well, the inside 50s are 6 to zip at the minute, so that's a big one. And the stoppage clearances around the ground are all sitting South Bunbury's way.
Dale Alcock Holmes, Australia's professional major builder of the year for the 4th time. This is the grand final in the South West Footy League. Margin 21 points on the Radio West Western Ag scoreboard. Our free kick has been paid by the non-controlling umpire. It's a free kick going to Sean Crane. So Crane now kicks it up towards centre half forward. Nice kick. Nice mark's been taken as well. And then a long delivery inside the forward line, and coming out there was Piggott. Couldn't quite bring it down. Griggs quick handball. Wanted Michael. He left it behind. Ma was trying to win the football as well. Bull's nearby. Tries to steal it but can't. And in the end, the Collie Eagles come through with a defensive kick that comes out towards the 50. And in the end, a mark or free kick's been paid to Corey Griggs. So Griggs now delivers it right towards the boundary line. An attempted flying mark there by Siasinski's not come through. It's gone out in the full. It was like a slips catch, wasn't it?
He done everything in his power.
He just didn't quite get it inside the line, and so the free kick's been taken by South Bunbury. Giarchi delivers it to half forward, but it's knocked away, and we'll have a ball in.
Collie are struggling to find that link where they can get a bit of run through the middle of the ground, and as you said, someone's got to find a bit of run from the outside.
Seriously thought it was Mark Taylor just charging across there, or Michael Slater, not too sure which one of the two. Ball in, 55 out. Right, so it was a fair old shove there in the pack. Ball in as it goes towards the boundary line once again. Meanwhile, the journalist on the side here, wherever he's from, is chuckling away there in the corner. Jesus. Dear me. Ball in, right on the paint of 50 once again. Collie Eagles wrapped up. They really are struggling.
They're under pressure everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely right. 10 minutes gone in this second quarter. Radio West Western Ag scoreboard has South Bunbury up by 21 points at the moment. Ball comes out to the back. Griggs, big tackle applied there on Siasinski, and in the end he's pinged for holding the ball. So Meadmore's going to take the free kick. He was very good in the opening quarter. Meadmore 65 out. Delivers it long now inside the forward line. Follow the ball, Salika. Snap on goal. Just misses. They're peppering the goals. It should be a good couple more goals in front, I reckon, South Bunbury. 10.5 gone, second quarter. It is 3-5-23 South Bunbury. Collie Eagles are one behind. People at Dale Alcock Homes bringing you our grand final view. Dale Alcock Homes' new farmhouse designs, perfectly suited for larger blocks. Visit Dale Alcock Display Home to find out more. Ball kicked out of defence now for the Collie Eagles. And around the halfway mark of this second quarter, Blake Shanahan can't keep that one alive. We'll have a ball in, Mr. Alan Crane.
Yeah, Collie 22 points behind already, and it could get nasty unless they can find some way to get it into their forward 50, and it's just not happening.
Really has been sort of blocked even just at the midfield level. Not really even at half back. It's just that they sort of get it to the midfield and then nothing really happens. But maybe this time, as Daniels now kicks it along to half back, and there are numbers back there. Dylan Harper for South Bunbury. He ends up mopping up.
It's the system going forward that they're lacking at the minute. It's just a bit of run, and as you said, there's South Bunbury have just set up a wall, and every time they come out, they just keep banging it back in.
Thompson short to Sean Crane as he runs through the middle of the ground. His kick inside the forward 50 just didn't quite have enough juice on it. And in the end, the mark's been taken there by Jeb Swallow. Where are they going to find this run from? Maybe it's going to come from Reed Saunders. He picks up at half-back. He kicks it out in front there of Davidson.
Clever.
He gets a nice old bounce, and he might just be able to get away from Brady London if he can pick up the football. He can't. Davidson can't come through. Charging through. Oh, there was a great bit of play there from one of the Collie Eagles players who just put his body on the line and said, I want this football. Unfortunately, it never happened there for Shanahan. It's South Bunbury who've got numbers everywhere. Handball over the top there from Hutchison out towards the boundary line. Crusher players, and we'll have a ball in right near the interchange gates.
Young Davison did everything right. The ball just wouldn't bounce up for him at the last minute.
How's the work there from Blake Shanahan, just crushing that pack, just charge through.
And that's what they
need.
They need to get somebody crashing a few packs and making something happen.
Coffin won the tap, but it went the wrong side, and it opens up here for Wazaloo. He kicks it now inside the forward 50. Blackford, he's got another teammate to help him out, but Piggott is a very, very talented footballer. He picks up in the forward pocket. He snaps on goal. Unfortunately, you give him a rev up, and he kicks it out in the full.
And I think it's gone out of play before he's
lucky
got
in
onto
that
the boot.
case. He's lucky. Otherwise,
But it's just the pace of transition from South at the minute. As soon as it turns over, they're off and running.
so 13 minutes gone, second quarter. Radio West Western Ag scoreboard. South Bunbury 23-1 in front. Western Ag now located at 58 Macomb Road in Bunbury. Ball in. It's been won down there by Marr for the Collie Eagles. He picks up a second time and kicks out of defence. And the mark has been taken in the end by Corey Griggs for the Collie Eagles. He then kicks away towards the wing. And the mark has been taken for Collie by Reece Chappell. We're starting on Matt Giarchi in the first few minutes or so of this game. Brady London tries to win that football at the wing for South Bunbury. Can't do so. Boundary wins out.
And that was another classic example of what, when they're looking up, there is no options to go through. So they just need to go to a contest, and South are just picking them off as they're going in.
So Ryan Coffin rucking up against Dale Wilkinson this time. Comes free. Quick handball away there by Hands. Ball at the feet now of Crane. Quick handball off it goes. It's picked up there by Bell. His handball didn't quite hit the target the first time, but Cadman did okay. Kicks inside the forward line and taking the mark there. I think that's Dylan Harper out there.
I think that's Coleman.
That's Coleman, sorry, thank you.
That's all right, mate.
Not as meaty as one of the Harper lads. Coleman takes the mark and he will have a shot from about 40 metres out on a tight angle right in front of the scoreboard, which has his side leading by 22 points. So Lee Coleman steps up looking for his second of the afternoon. They like it behind the goals, and South Bunbury have got a very, very nasty lead on the board if you're a Collie fan. 15 gone, second quarter, Radio West, Western Ag scoreboard, South Bunbury 4-5-29. Collie Eagles one behind. The margin is 28 points and Coleman has 2.
And the real concern for Collie is South Bunbury are dominant all over the field. There's not too many winners for the Collie Eagles at the minute. And you start to wonder where that first goal is going to come from, unless they get a bit of overlap or some something happening throughout their play and take the game on and get the delivery happening a little bit better.
They need to start winning a lot more of the football here, the Collie Eagles. Can we find a spark for them? If you're a Collie Eagles fan, don't think that this is all the end of it, because there's plenty of football still to come. Still a good 2 and a bit quarters of game to come. And right now, South Bunbury are dominating everywhere as Bull now delivers the ball inside the forward 50 once again. Almost the mark there in the forward pocket. Piggott's nearby. Salikas is nearby as well for South Bunbury. Blackford tries to put in a shove against one of the South Bunbury players there in Salikas. Meanwhile, pack forms at the bottom. And we will have a ball up forward pocket for South Bunbury. 28 points the margin. 16 gone in this second quarter. Ball up. Bell's nearby. He can't win it for South Bunbury. Shanahan clears it away for the Collie Eagles. Ends up fortuitously falling into the arms there of Corey Griggs, and he takes it on the defensive paint of 50. Long ball out of defence now. Oh, Dylan Harper, very good grab. Judged that well. He was at the back of the pack. He knew that was going to sail into his arms. He then launches long back inside the forward 50. A chance there for Coleman, since we're seeing him as a very key target right now this afternoon. It's defended away by the Collie Eagles momentarily. Here's Kirby. He's been pretty good this afternoon. He kicks it now in towards the forward pocket. Tough one to try and win. Good spoil coming in there for the Collie Eagles. And into the boundary line it goes. 10 around from the South Bunbury goal line.
The Collie Eagles player did that very well. I think it's how do you say that?
Siasinski. I think it's Jasinski.
How do you do it?
apologise.
His name, it was a very good spoil. Because Coleman had to sit.
The science man?
The science man.
It looks at, Coffin. And also Coleman. Coffin wins the tap for the Collie Eagles, tries to clear it away. Free kick's been found to hold, and it is going to South Bunbury. Well, Coffin cleared the ball away momentarily, but a free kick's been picked out. And it is going to be Salikas who is going to take the free kick, held off that. And he will line up, 45-degree angle, and kick from 35 out. this to make the margin 5 and a bit goals as Salikas comes in, stabbed at it really.
Gee, Collie would breathe a bit of a sigh of relief because it has literally been all South Bunbury in this quarter. They're just what is it, 12 inside 50s, and Collie have yet to take it inside their 50-metre line.
Update on the waffle, Peel Thunder 36-12 over Subiaco.
Oh.
Meanwhile, there's a chance here for South Bunbury to turn this ball over. Great work. Oh, amazing. And it's Salikas who ends up getting the football and gets the goal.
Gee, when your day's not going that well, that signifies the way Collie are going at the minute.
So the kick out was smothered by the South Bunbury by the South Bunbury forward. He ends up then linking over the top of the handball to Salikas. He gets his second. And at the 18-minute mark of the second quarter, South Bunbury are romping away to a 35-point lead. It's 5-6-1 behind here in the South West Footy League Grand Final.
And you wouldn't have picked this. Collie's goalless heading into half-time.
Would not have picked this at all. If you're a Collie Eagles fan, start getting the rosary beads out, I think. A couple of prayers would be nice, because right now the run through the midfield is really, really dominant from South Bunbury. Kick long has gone through only for a behind. I think that kick might have come through Wozzaloo, wasn't it?
It was, yes. He just
a booming kick from 55.
He's playing pretty well on that wing out there too, Andrew Wozzaloo.
5-goal margin. 6-goal margin, because it's 5-7, of course. 5-7-1 behind. 12 scoring shots to 1, Alan Crane.
It's a very big dominance from the South Bunbury Footy Club. And once again, we guess the turnovers going out for the Collie Eagles are just terrible, to say the least.
Free kick's been found. South Bunbury going to take it through Thompson.
I was trying to look for a better word.
No,
there,
that's
Luke,
fine.
but,
That's all right. Going up, fly to the ball there. Salikas. Your new mark of the day was a chance. He went up, 2 up, couldn't bring it down. Ball in instead.
And that's one thing Collie have prided themselves on all year, is their delivery of the football is just not working.
50 out, right on the paint. Half forward line for South Bunbury. They lead here by 6 goals. Ball comes free. Coleham, snap on goal. Bang!
Going to make that 7.
6-7, 43 South Bunbury. Collie Eagles 1 behind. Radio West, Western Ag scoreboard. And this is turning a little ugly late in the second quarter.
A little ugly. It's probably you're 6 or 7 goals behind, and you've yet to put a goal on the scoreboard before half time. A lot of work to do by Collie, but I just don't know where they're going to get their run from. Swallow coach is swapping it around. He's swapping and changing men here and there and everywhere, trying to get something happening, but it's just all out of the centre breaks. Are just all South Bunbury at the minute.
I'm seriously trying to find something for the Collie Eagles to get some heart in at the moment, but it is tough to find right now. This has been a very, very dominant quarter from South Bunbury. I know they've only got a slight breeze, but they're making the most of it, aren't they?
Well, I don't think it's the breeze that's making it.
That's it.
It's just the commitment to the footy and the way they're using the footy, and they're coming out of the centre breaks way too easy.
South Bunbury led 1-2 to 1 behind at the quarter time break. They now lead it by 42 points as Reed Saunders is trying to get on the end of this football for the Collie Eagles. He links inside now to Corey Griggs. Then a kick up towards half forward. They've just got numbers everywhere, but in the end it doesn't work out. Jace Fontana now. He takes one bounce. He might just get away from Josh Ryder. Fontana from 45. Unfortunately, it just swung away towards the left. It's still in this field of play, though, in the forward pocket. A big tackle applied there. Right on the goal line. Applied on Ray Daniels. Some of the South Bunbury fans wanted holding the ball. Umpire said, nah, just ball it in.
At least it's up the right end for the Collie Eagles.
21 and a half minutes gone, second quarter. Radio West Western Ag scoreboard. And the Collie Eagles trail by 42 points. Ruck contest has been won there by South Bunbury. Charging after the football, though, for the Collie Eagles with Blake Shanahan. It might come back in as it came out of defence momentarily, but then back inside the forward 50. Saunders, quick handball away. Cadman steals it, though, for South Bunbury. Quick handball's okay. Now it finds Jay Wright. He clears it for South Bunbury, only in the middle of the ground. And the mark's been taken for the Collie Eagles by Joel Maher. His kick, he wanted to find Griggs, but charging through. South Bunbury just a lot more desperate at the football right now. Harper, he gets a quick handball away. There's numbers streaming forward as we speak. Hello, is it Sean Crane, is it? He kicks it towards half forward, and the mark's been taken by Lee Coleman.
Proving to be a big handful, Coleman. He's moving well, covering a lot of ground, and he's grabbing everything.
He has been top-notch this afternoon. Quick kick inside the forward 50. Desham was a chance, couldn't claim it. And it's rushed through for a minor score.
It's the pace South Bunbury have got. When they do turn the ball over, Collie, they've just got to get on their bike because South are just moving the ball at a great rate of knots.
So the margin is 43 points right now. 22 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter. Radio West Western Ag scoreboard. It's 44-1 as the Collie Eagles will finally be able to get something clean out of defence. Chappell, poor turnover. Saunders couldn't do anything about that. Meadmore steals it. He then kicks up towards half forward. Tough one there. It was a sort of half effort. It's turned over. Collie Eagles trying to get it forward. Turnover once again. And Thompson's got it. He then goes across the face to Kirby. Kirby now up towards half forward it goes. He wanted to find Coleman again. The boundary line wins out right in front of the Radio West Western Ag scoreboard, which reads 44-1 in favour of the South Bunbury Tigers.
Once again, though, as soon as Collie get the ball and the ball carrier looks up, he hasn't got options to go to. They need to start spreading the run so they actually have got something to go to. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
The young voices chattering away that you can hear below us. They're the half-time kids that are going out to have a bit of kick-to-kick. They're the Collie Eagles ones as well. You think they're watching the football at the moment? I think they're chatting amongst themselves about maybe Pokemon Go or something like that. As the Collie Eagles try to get forward once again, but spoiled away there by Meadmore. Big tackle applied there by Kyle Hands. He puts in a cracking tackle there on Jeff Swallow. And we'll have a ball up. Middle of the ground it is. 24 gone. Second quarter. Snap kick in towards the forward line once again for South Bunbury. Spoil at the side there from Blackford. Damon Bull, though, picks up the crumbs. He now kicks into the forward pocket, wanting to find Piggott. Runs away once again to the boundary line, and we will have a ball in. There's stats going everywhere at the moment, Alan Crane.
Well, that's probably the dominance of the South Bunbury. Inside 50s, our stats man's running out of spots for it.
How many is it?
19 inside 50s to 2 this quarter.
Wow. Ball in. Coffin wins the tap ahead of Bell, which you'd expect. It comes down to Bennell. He gets it off to Desham. Desham's handball out towards the boundary line towards Ball was knocked away at the last second. And we'll have another ball in. Nearing the half-time hooter. And it is 44-1 South Bunbury lead in what is a quite extraordinary grand final that we have seen here at Hands Oval. Taylor Coghines bringing you our coverage for 2016. As Bignell, is he back there in defence? He is. He's taken the ball. He's played high and he'll get a free kick. He's thinking, I've got ice on my hands. I need to get the footy.
Yeah, he's one of those players that can provide a spark.
Long kick along the boundary line. And in the end, the boundary line wins out for a ball in. Up towards the wing it goes. Not finding targets.
Just not finding targets, but also no options to go to. And that's what I think they'll talk about at half-time. They talk about you've got to run and create something to try and spread the defence.
First quarter was a stalemate. Second quarter has been brutal as Crane evades two tacklers, then kicks it back in towards centre half forward. He wanted Jackson Bell, but it went past him. But Bennell was there to help out. Then Harper back to Jackson Bell. Short kick inside the forward line. Snap around the corner from Piggott. Is a goal! It's a brilliant goal as well!
That is a contender, Dan Leach.
Goal of the day for City and Regional Fuels. The snap from 40. Put that next to Anthony Salikas' name as well as his, because they're both chances right now. 26 gone, second quarter, and South Bunbury romping away 7-8-1 behind on the Radio West Western Ag scoreboard.
It is an absolute avalanche at the minute. There's just red and white jumpers all over the show. In fact, you probably should have a head count, Dan Leach, because it is very much one-way traffic at the minute.
Really?
Very much.
What a head count, do you?
Yeah. Well, it's just that every time the Collie goes somewhere, there's 2-1.
Yes, indeed. There's the siren for half-time. If you are a South Bunbury supporter, you would have a very big grin on your face after the first half because your team leads by 49 points. Radio West Western Ag scoreboard, South Bunbury 7-8-50. The Collie Eagles are one behind. We'll come back after this break and wrap up what has been an incredible half of football and see if there's any way the Collie Eagles can get back into this one, because it can happen in one half for South Bunbury. Who knows, it might swing around the other way for the Collie Eagles. For Dale Alcock Homes, Australia's professional major builder of the year for the fourth time, this is Radio West Football. Third quarter, is just about to get underway. The two teams getting into their positions right now, having a little look around to see if there's any changes in any matchups. You can see that Kirby is now sort of either side of Jake Rogers and also Blake Shanahan for the Collie Eagles. So he's going to take one of those two in this opening bounce.
Now, Collie have dragged the forward up onto that wing, but Meadmore's not buying into it. He's just going to sit back there and ping him off a bit. Michael Floria still not sitting on the bench. Bit of a worry.
So third quarter is underway. As for Dale Alcock Holmes, we're bringing you the grand final in the South West Footy League, and it is South Bunbury leading by 49 points. Yes, that's right, 49 points, folks, as the ball is brought about 10 metres forward for Collie, but wrapped up in another tackle, and we'll have a ball up. Goal scorers in the opening half: Lee Coleman 2, Salikas 2, Bennell, Biggets and Hands, the other goal scorers, as we have another ball up in just forward of the middle of the ground for the Collie Eagles.
South have got a man back that's looser than Dylan Harper. Pretty handy man to have back loose.
No, I'd prefer to have him I'm just told I was out on the ground. I think that's fine for me. Guess what? Another ball up. First quarter was a stalemate. It was just lockdown football. And if the first 60 seconds are anything to go by, we might be in for something similar, but maybe it will break free in just a tick. Ma tries to, but he gets wrapped up straight away. So the ball has now moved 25 metres in the space of 65 seconds. Forward for Collie, at the very least, that's a positive. But they don't want to work this in a rugby contest. They want to work this in an AFL contest. Ball up for
bit of a nil-all draw at the minute, I think, Dan.
That's I think for the sixth time now.
Giving the umpire a good little bit of work out.
Well, at least that is something. I must say, the men in orange have done a very good job so far this afternoon. Finally breaks free. Jeb Swallow with a kick in towards the forward pocket. Getting back there is Brady London, and he takes a very good mark. He then stings out of defence. He gets a quick ball away that was at the feet of his teammate. Giachi, I think he left that one behind, did he?
Here's a go.
Here's a go. Kick inside the forward line. And a good mark has been taken there by Matt Michael. And he's going to kick from 35 metres out, straight in front, after a poor turnover at half-back for South Bunbury.
To say this is an important goal would be a little bit of an understatement, would you suggest?
Yes. So Matt Michael, who has been in exceptional form throughout this final series, comes in from 30 metres out, and he sneaks it home. So Collie Eagles get on the board after 2 quarters and 2 minutes of football. Radio West Dale Alcock Holmes scoreboard. Collie Eagles are 1-1, South Bunbury 7-8.
And gee, they needed to get that on. They needed to get the first one just to give themselves a little bit of a sniff to come back. As I said, if South had got the first one, I think it would have put it to bed. But interested to see if that actually sparks the Eagles into action, because they've been a little bit flat, so maybe that's just the impetus they need to go bang.
Well, again, it goes back to putting pressure on and around the ground, and that's where they got that turnover from.
And that's all you can do it now, is just try and peg it out one at a time.
Let's see how they go. 3 gone in this third quarter. Radio West Dale Alcock Holmes scoreboard. South Bunbury lead at 50-7. Middle of the ground it is. That is Saunders, who was looking for a high tackle there. The umpire said, nope, we'll have a ball up, thank you. And it will happen just to the right of where Collie Eagles are trying to kick to. But South Bunbury, they win the resultant ball up. It's now up towards half forward. Chasing after the ball there is Bennell. He can't keep it alive. Matty Blackford is one of the ones that sees it out of bounds as well. Paint of 50 for South Bunbury on the left half forward flank. And they lead it by 43 points.
So Michael's gone forward while the Collie have got what breeze there is. So good option for them. They need to cause goals, so they need their good players up there.
Rinda tries to find a teammate. Then he applies a cracking tackle against the South Bunbury player, and that is Kirby. And he ends up winning the football at the half-back line. So Rinda now, long driving kick up towards the wing. Spoil it this side there from right, but there's a free kick for a Shepherd. And it will go the way of Fontana for the Collie Eagles. Long kick up towards Joel Maher. Had a 2-on-1 there for the Collie Eagles, but it was spoiled away. But then South Bunbury, none of them could pick it up. Bignell tried to as well. Sock it off the ground. It's now out in front here of Cleggett. Handball over the top. He manages to tried to find a teammate, but Wazzaloo was nearby for South Bunbury, and he stole it back. Then Salikas. Salikas' handball is okay for Cadman, but he left it behind. Bull, handball. He left it to no one in the end. Mar will kick it out towards this near side. Spoiled away, ball in.
No, it's a little bit more impressive by the Collie Eagles here at the start of this, and they needed to show something. You can't just meander through it. They've got a little bit more pressure on going around the field, and need to get a few results happening.
Sorry, I needed you to talk when I had a frog in my throat. There was over about 45 seconds and nothing was happening. Ball in ends up resulting in a ball
I see
up.
your mouth, my lips move, but nothing was coming out. Except that frog.
I was going to say, all of a sudden I start talking like Kermit. Rainbow connection. Anyway, ball up at the centre wing. I thought I'd throw something silly in for this afternoon. Davidson overran the football for the Collie Eagles. Big tackle applied there on Joel Maher. He broke away from a couple of them. Then he ran himself. Well, he walked himself to the boundary line and we'll have a ball in. Jackson Barrett on the boundary. What have you got for us?
Guys, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, Michael Florio was managed in the second half. He's played about half a game in 2 weeks. He's played about 3 minutes today. He's just had the second rub down on his left hamstring. He's keen to get on with the coaching staff, not so much.
What Jackson Barrett has done there very nicely. He's actually walked about 10 metres away, so Michael Florio couldn't hear that. Because obviously, yes, he is being managed in this contest. Cadman takes the mark for South Bunbury on centre wing. He then kicks up now.
Gee, this is going to open up too.
Forward to Wilkinson. He delivers inside the forward line. It bounces past everybody except for Coleman, who delivers another dagger into the heart of the Collie Eagles. Straight through for a goal. 6 gone. Third quarter. Radio West at Lawcock home scoreboard. South Bunbury 8-8-56. Collie Eagles are 1-1-7. Coleman's now got 3 for the afternoon.
And they're very dangerous when they run it forward. They're just opening up the stream. And just the defence, Collie defence is on a hiding to nothing when it comes down there. You just cannot master that sort of play, and gee, I'll tell you what, it's a long way back for the Collie Eagles.
Yeah, just when we thought the Collie Eagles might have just snuck themselves back into the contest, or at least worked themselves into something manageable. Not a quick reply, but South Bunbury just did dominate the last couple of minutes or so.
Well, you have to work your way into around under that 30-point margin by three-quarter time if you've got a chance.
Ball up middle of the ground. Giarchi ran past that football. Picked up there by Maher, who now gets it up towards the half-forward line. Maybe a chance here for the Collie Eagles. Handball was a little errant, was trying to find Chappell charging through, but in the end it's locked up underneath the pack of players. And we'll have a ball up. 7 gone, third quarter, Radio West our Lawcock home scoreboard, and South Bunbury lead at 8-8-56 to 1-1-7. Quick kick inside the forward line now for the Collie Eagles. Fontana the target. Has to beat 3 if you do not mind. That is always going to be very tough. If you think you're going to be able to beat 3, then you're Hercules. As the ball comes out of defence for the South Bunbury team, Bell finds a teammate in Harper. He kicks it along the boundary line. Here's a go. Oh, Desham wanted mark of the day.
He was set for it.
He was set for it, all right. Ball helped out, got it back to Desham. Now he kicks it along the boundary line. Blackford trying hard as best he can. He runs away from a defender, and then he drives it long up towards half forward. Almost dropping the mark there was Dylan Harper, but he hung on to the second effort, and then he goes short to Meadmore.
And South peel towards the outer side again.
That they do. He goes short with his kick to the far side. He ended up finding Ryder, then on to London, and then Giarchi by himself on centre wing. Looks up. He decides to spear his ball to Coleman. Jeez, I tell you what, he is knocking on the door of possible player of the day, Pike Medal player of the day, and
I reckon there's a little bit of a smile on Giarchi's face when he kicked that anyway.
Ball's gone towards the boundary line, and we'll have a ball. In fact, no, the ball is actually, where are we?
Over on the boundary line with Slicker.
Thank you. Salikas.
Salikas.
The football for half a second. Salikas has driven it long inside the forward line. Spoil from the side. No one's able to take it cleanly. Bennell's near the football. Can't gather it. Handball over the top. Saunders. Okay for Collie. And they're able to clear this ball away. Tough one there for Jared Miller. He can't gather it cleanly, but now some run coming through.
Oh.
Big tackle on Shanahan. Wow. Pardon me.
Harper just nailed him.
That was brilliant. Hands now off to Bell. He gets his kick smothered by Maher. Handball over the top. There's still numbers here for South Bunbury. Hands wrapped up in a tackle. That's better. If you're a Collie Eagles fan, that's much better. Free kick going your way. So on the half-back line right now for the Collie Eagles. Kick comes through from Kyle Shanahan. Ill-directed kick. And the mark's been taken by Meadmore. He then delivers it back inboard in towards the middle of the ground. Giarchi, beautiful kick up towards centre half forward. Just chopping it off at the last second was Griggs. Falls down to Salikas. Salikas' kick on goal is drifting away and bounces and bounces and bounces.
And he's off.
He stays in the field of play. Of course it does.
Oh, the turnover's not good though. So Giarchi's got an out of the wing. He handballs across to Bonnell.
Oh, here we go.
Bonnell
Crane's
moves
gonna
on to the
commentate.
left and straight into Coleman. And it's a great kick from Coleman. Coleman to line up for goal.
I was wondering when you were going to take the bait. And
I
just go
thought you
for a
just got
commentary.
the frogness in your
No.
throat then. So it's Coleman. He'll kick from around, right on the 50-metre mark, out on the outer pocket. He's been good all afternoon. He'll come in to have the shot and goal.
Where's he kicking from?
Right on the 50-metre line. He drops it in. It's going to fall short. Big pack fly. Harper's in it. Crane's got it in the front. He gets crunched. Out there comes a pack to Cleggett. Cleggett pushes to the outer side. Mark on the 50 to Corey Griggs. He goes inside to Reed Saunders. They've actually got a bit of a move on to Fontana. Drops the mark. Ball's in dispute. Across. Not quite sure what's happening out there at the minute, Dan.
I don't know, but we should have got you commentating more often. This is fantastic.
Wright has... There's umpire has pulled him up for something.
There's
He
a
pulled,
throw.
pulled Jay Wright up for a throw.
Now,
There you go, mate.
for a second there, I thought you were about to call your own son kicking a goal.
Well, he just about
He just about did.
So it's Ray Daniels on the other side, mate.
Yeah, Ray Daniels has got it now on centre wing. Thank you for covering me for a
That's
couple of
all
minutes.
right.
That was absolutely sensational. That will go in the annals of history as amazing commentary, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely amazing. Ball now in the forward pocket for the Collie Eagles. Harper just fends the ball away out towards Meadmore. Can't keep it alive. We'll have a ball in. 11 gone in this third quarter. Radio West Dale Alcock home scoreboard. South Bunbury 8856. Collie Eagles of 117. You love it, Crane.
Oh, absolutely. I love footy.
I think all of a sudden we've found ourselves an ex-commentary superstar. Just quietly. Dennis Cometti, watch out. Friday Night Football, all of a sudden he's not there. I think A. Crane's just going to wander in,
Just
sidle
wondering,
up,
you reckon?
sit next to B. McAvaney and go, what's this, mate?
Move over, Bruce.
Oh, well, maybe we don't need Bruce. Who knows? Ball up now. It is the Collie Eagles who'll be able to go forward here through Vernon. High ball right up and towards the forward pocket. Spoil at the side there, coming through by right out towards the boundary line. And a ball in. 12 gone. Margin is 49 still.
Gee, Fontana's doing everything possible to let the coach know I'm time to go on, but he's just he's not being let loose at the minute.
I think the frog's been cleared now.
You right to go?
Oh, we'll see. It's amazing what happens. You go on holiday and you come back and you're like, oh no, I'm good. And then all of a sudden, vroom, here comes the cold. 12.5 gone. Margin 49. We are trying to keep things entertaining here on Radio West because unfortunately, pardon me, oh Jesus, it's terrible.
You right?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want me to go again?
Oh, can you get myself some dinners if that's okay? That'd be nice. It's just going to turn into a comedy show, I feel like, for the next 10 minutes. I'm trying to get it back to the football, folks. Don't worry. Ball in right now at half forward for the Collie Eagles. Ball comes free, socket off the ground there by Thompson out towards the boundary line, and we'll have a ball in. 13 gone, margin 49. Dale Alcock Homes bringing you coverage of the Sowers Footy League. You can view their new farmhouse designs, perfectly suited for larger blocks. Visit a Dale Alcock display home to find out more. Ball in right near the wing. Collie Eagles lose the footy here to Jackson Bell, who delivers it now up towards Coleman. Good mark taken there in defence, though, by Axel Vernon. And he takes it at half back. He now drives it up towards half forward. Over the top there. Dylan Harper went up for the football. Bignell, well, just about gave away the free kick. In fact, he did. Advantage has been paid. Meadmore's now got the football. He goes inboard with a handball. He then gets it back. The old 1-2. Nice old kick into the middle of the ground. Now, it's a chance for Sean Crane to pick up the football. He does. He runs to about 80 metres out. Short ball up towards the top of the 50-metre paint. And the mark's been taken here by Thorse Piggott. Changes left, right, centre going on right now. The interchange goes for South Bunbury.
Pretty handy change there, wasn't it? There's Bull and Crane for Giarchi and Hams.
And their rotations have been absolutely first class too. As the ball comes free, Benner with a snap. Where will it bounce? Wrong side. Behind only. So 14.5 gone in this third quarter. And South Bunbury has stretched the lead out to 50 It's 8:9:57. Collie Eagles 117 on the Radio West Dale Alcock Homes scoreboard. So again, it's been one of those tight quarters, hasn't it? We haven't really seen a lot
We'll have
happen.
to go back in the history books to find out the lowest score for a grand final here shortly.
4 goals, 9. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you who the teams are a little bit later on. As the ball is now here with Salikas. He centres the ball. Kyle Hams at the back of the pack.
Well, they
He
all
couldn't
fall
get
over.
near it. Everyone did fall over, except for one man, Sauce. And then he got tackled. Coleman, he gets slung at a tackle as he tries to kick it up towards the goal line. It falls into the arms here of Kirby, who smacks
the
it into the post. There's your first poster of the day.
I'll tell you what, it smacked into that post too.
I think it's still wobbling. It is. I thought it was the breeze doing it, but no. It's going to wobble for a few more minutes, I would say. Absolutely cannoned it. Radio West Dale Alcock Home scoreboard. South Bunbury 8:10:58. Collie Eagles 117. Gone 15 minutes in this third quarter for Dale Alcock Homes. Kick out of defence. Nearby there for South Bunbury was Tom Harper. He lost it. Kicked away there by Rinder. Up towards the
big leap.
wing again. Another attempt there for Mark of the Day for Anytime Fitness Bunbury. It was Reed Saunders who went up for that one. But he kept on running. He got the
Here's
ball
a
from
chance.
Fontana. He then goes over the top. He finds Jared Miller. Should run into an open goal from 40 out. But he hit the post as well. 2 posters in a minute. Had to happen. Had to happen, didn't it?
He had a lot of time then to go a bit further too.
Yeah, he could have gone another 10 metres or so. But unfortunately, it's that sort of perceived pressure. And look, he did have a defender starting to come down towards him, but at the same
And
time...
probably should have kicked the goal actually, but out there. But
Anyway, that's
Game
a shame.
moves on.
It does indeed. Kick out of defence. Bignell's a chance to try and at least get the football for his team in the Collie Eagles. He left it for Siersinski. He's got a second chance here. He then gets it on back to Bignell, the old 1-2-3. Now here comes Shanahan. He sidesteps a couple, kicks it up towards the forward pocket.
Oh,
and
good
a
grab.
very good grab's been taken. Put that down for Mark of the
Chase
Day.
Fontana.
Chase Fontana's done very nicely. There's your Mark of the Day contender. Right in the forward line, 25 out. Have you jotted that down, please, Leith Cale, please? Thank you very much.
Jot that one down.
Leith Cale's doing a good job on our stats, I must say.
Second goal of the day for Collie.
Chase Fontana lines up from 30 metres out, straight in front, and he puts it through. 17 gone in this third quarter. The Radio West Dale Alcock Homes scoreboard. Collie Eagles move to 2-2-14. South Bunbury 8-10-58.
7 more of them and they'll be right back in this contest, Dan.
Yes. Could you make that happen quickly?
Yes.
Because it's gone past the point of it can be done slowly. It needs to now just be a rush of
Well,
goals.
the stupid thing is, 7 goals in this day and age in footy is not insurmountable. It's just the opposition's just playing too good for them at the minute.
Coming up to three-quarter time, 17 and a half gone in this third quarter. Coffin wins the tap down to Marr for the Collie Eagles. They get it up towards half forward. Bouncing around with the football. And that's almost a free kick, almost a push in the back, almost a high tackle. The umpire said, no, don't worry about either of them, thanks.
Been very dominant on the wing, James Kirby, today too. Good for a young player.
I've really enjoyed his game of football this afternoon. He would be sort of, again, one of those ones knocking on the door of a possible Pike medal. Maybe not to the same extent as a Coleman or a Meadmore or such, but nonetheless. Meanwhile, forward pocket snap on goal coming from Ray Daniels. High ball right to the goal line. Spoiled away at the side there for South Bunbury. They had numbers absolutely everywhere. And then a clearing ball out of defence gets who? James Kirby. We talk him up and this time he delivers. We like that. Do that more often, please, footballers, when we call you out. Now with Damon Ball. Back he comes towards his near side, towards the boundary to Kirby. And he's just happy just to take up a bit of time here. Now Giarchi. How long has Matt Giarchi been playing footy for now? 13, 14 years.
Played quite a few reserves games before he got into
Yeah,
the league side, so he's done
absolutely.
very well, and he hasn't done so well on that occasion.
I didn't rev him up, that's why he kicked it out the full. Yeah, that's right.
Right in front of the commentary box,
Yes.
Dan.
So, Matt Giarchi, because I was just thinking, he's been in football for such a long time. 2002 was the last premiership, and he's been playing for a long time. He hasn't tasted success. So, for him, right now, he'll be getting a little sort of jittery at the fact that he knows that there's about 35, 40 minutes until his team is over the line.
I think he'd be a very comfortable player at the minute. Oh,
50 metres, and it's going to John Meadmore.
Actually, another player who's been outstanding this afternoon.
Yeah, he got dumped late after taking a mark. So he is going to take this ball at half forward. So he's 65 metres out. By the time he kicks, he'll waltz into 60. No, he won't. He'll just sidestep a couple of times, and that is a very nice delivery. Very, very nice delivery. Easy as you like. And is this my Grecian Prince once again?
It's very much the slick.
Grecian Prince slick, however. I'm going to be desperate to get Grecian Prince trending. Here he comes. Stalikas from 50 metres out. It wasn't his best effort. He got right close to the man on the mark. It goes through hands and through for a minor score. Time on. Just ticked into it. South Bunbury, 8:11.59. Collie Eagles, 2:2.14. On the Radio West, Dale Alcock home scoreboard. Leave Kale chuckling in the corner. Our stats man thinking, Grecian Prince, don't never get up. Come on.
He likes that, actually.
Well, I was just saying.
He's a bit disappointed you didn't call him that. That was his nickname.
It doesn't look Grecian. I'll give you the tip right now.
Oh, this could be dangerous too.
Turned over, long kick coming in from 50 metres out, right towards the goal line. Then was at the fall of the ball, couldn't pick it up. And then the game that's been rushed through for a behind. So 8:12 now, South Bunbury to 2-2. 20 and a half gone. Third quarter, Radio West, Dale Alcock Homes scoreboard. Dale Alcock Homes, Australia's professional major builder of the year for the fourth time running. So kick out of defence will come through here. Through Ma once more. It's a better kick out of defence this time. Although having said that, it's play on to the umpire. Shanahan thought he had it. The umpire said, keep on playing, son. Thank you very much. It's now taken away there by Daniels. He slings it out of defence. But in the end, in fact, there's a free kick coming back. Reed Saunders is going to take that free kick. So he's got it at half-back. Now delivers it long up towards half-forward. Over the top there of the intended target in Swallow. Can he keep the ball in play? No, he can't. He did his best. But we'll have a ball in.
Always getting a bit excited around that half-back line, and why not if you're Collie Eagles? You need to find a little spark. You don't want to do anything silly, but you need to get a bit of emphasis happening.
That is very true.
That word, whatever that word I'm looking for.
Yeah, well, you know. You've done enough today, Cranium.
Yeah, I've already.
Just let the English language just slip by for the next 35 minutes. And maybe that'll happen again tonight when you celebrate wins the team. As the ball goes out towards the boundary line. We will have a ball in. Margin is 46 points. South Bunbury, 8-12-60. Collie Eagles, 2-2-14. 22 gone, third quarter. For Dale Alcock Homes. Ball in now. Goes past just about everybody. Tap back there for the Collie Eagles by Chappell. Out to the boundary line. There's still a lot of stoppages throughout the game, so hasn't it?
It has
very
really much so.
Not defensive, but just a lot of lockdown going on.
And that's where South have been able to break it out of those lockdowns and open it up, whereas Collie haven't been able to do that.
Hands. Harper, he got wrapped up in a tackle, comes free. Daniels, quick snap towards the top of the goal square for the Collie Eagles. Fontana was the target, but it's rushed through. Knocked away, through for a minor score. Collie Eagles 2-3-15. South Bunbury 8-12-60. South Bunbury clear it away quickly. The run is on. The run is well and truly on. Ball with a quick handball over the top. He goes the old 1-2. He's ended up running 100 metres to get himself to half forward, then he sidesteps an opponent. Can we have play of the day? Because that was it. His kick inside 50 wasn't all that great, but it's all right because he's got teammates helping out. Handball over the top. Crane goal! Oh, did he? I think he got a boot on it. Something's happened. I think they're celebrating with him.
I reckon you're right.
We're going to get to Sean Crane, I think.
Yes, he has kicked the goal.
23 gone. Third quarter. South Bunbury 9-12. Collie Eagles 2-3.
But that just showed the pace and the run when South Bunbury started to bring it out.
Oh, hang on. Someone's trying to pull rank in the corner here.
At least just called it for goal.
I don't know about that. In the lead-up, fantastic. Just the fact that he got boot to ball with half a yard to go, I don't know if that necessarily...
Well, he definitely made the distance anyway, right on the goal line.
So that's like my kicking. It's lucky to go half a yard forward. It's like my golf swing as well.
See, there's an umpire's pulled up a kick here to Collie.
Yeah, free kicks going to the Collie Eagles. So on the Radio West Dale Alcock Homes scoreboard, South Bunbury 9-12-66. Collie Eagles 2-3-15 as Joel Maher has the ball in the middle of the ground for the Collie
mark,
Eagles. He's
Daniels.
got a very good kick and a very good mark at half forward to Ray Daniels. He then tries to send the ball towards Bignell. He couldn't gather it, but then a teammate goes on. That is Jeff Swallow, and he kicks himself a very, very nice goal.
And the most fluent Collie have been all afternoon.
Yeah, very good work from the middle. Radio West Dale Alcock home scoreboard. Collie Eagles 3-3-21, South Bunbury 9-12-66.
At least they got a bit of ball movement. Great mark by Ray Daniels on the outer pocket then. He actually turned his body around. Guy Pickett's coming off. He looks a bit proppy. I'm sure he's not too much damage. Archie comes back on.
Down the boundary line, Jackson Barrett is with us. What do you got?
I spoke about Michael Florio a few moments ago. He came on the ground for a few minutes. Looked a bit slow getting to a couple of contests and is now off again.
All right.
So that might be his day.
Ryan Coffin wins the tap in the middle of the ground, but it comes down to Cadman for South Bunbury. He now kicks it up towards half forward. Bennell gave away a free kick for high contacts. So it will be Chase Griggs who takes the free kick. He kicks to half forward. Good attempt
another
to
good
mark.
mark.
Very good mark in the end there by Reece Chappell.
We're starting to run out of room.
Write that down. I reckon that's a decent effort. There's a couple I think that might just be ahead of it for the moment, but still, it's not a bad effort. It might grow on me. Reece Chappell, you know, when you see something, you're like, oh yeah, that's all right. It's like when you hear a song for the first time, you're like, oh, that's okay, and then you hear it about 14 more times, like, oh yeah, that's good. Crane with the handball out of defence for South Bunbury, trying to find Bell. He got tackled nicely, but he managed to find his teammate once again in Crane. Now it sort of opens up here. Here's Meadmore now with the football. He just decides to chip it back.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool, calm and collected. Find the loose player, just hit him up, and he did so. Then the kick forward on now to Ryder. Josh Ryder kicks up towards the Grecian Prince. Couldn't quite take the mark there, Salikas. The ball knocked away there by Coleman. Blackford's back there. Oh, meanwhile, Coleman's still down on the ground at the moment. Meadmore's going to intercept this one. Very good mark taken there against his opponent in Kyle Shanahan. Meanwhile, Coleman is still down on the ground.
Top one in the midriff, I should imagine.
Just before the siren as well. Speaking of, there it is. So three-quarter time.
I don't think there's anything too drastic. I think he just copped one in the bit of the bread basket or
You
below.
think he's just going to stay down to be off for the rest of the game? Is that
Yeah,
what
I
you're thinking? Oh, don't you start.
No, he's good to go.
It's three-quarter time in the grand final of 2016 in the Southwest Footy League. And it is South Bunbury who hold a 45-point lead. It's 9-12-66. Collie Eagles 3-3-21. Back with the final quarter after this. As for Dale Alcock Homes, Australia's professional major builder of the year for the fourth time. This is Radio West Football. Radio West Dale Alcock Homes scoreboard. Final quarter is underway. It is South Bunbury 9-12-66. Collie Eagles are 3-3-21. Out of the middle of the ground, out of the middle of the ball, exactly, English language.
Somewhere
out of the middle of the ground, that's what we were thinking. Kirby lost the football there for South Bunbury. Big tackle applied there on Jeff Swallow. And he's locked up in between the middle of the ground and centre half forward for the Collie Eagles. Ball up, Rinder. He's tried his heart out all day, there's no doubting that. Bignell, he got dispossessed. Ball comes free. Bignell goes in a second time. Quick snap around the corner. Almost found a teammate there in Fontana. Falls down.
Oh, that's.
Was that Shanahan?
They're the ones that sort of just got to sneak in at this stage, don't they? It was a bit of a snap out of the pack, straight off the boot, just missed to the left-hand side.
Chappell there that had the snap. It's minus score instead. So 3-4-22 Collie Eagles. 9-12-66 South Bunbury on the Radio West. Dale Alcock Homes scoreboard. So the margin sits now at 44 points. Out of defence it comes. A chance here for the Collie Eagles. They got about 4 or 5 around this, but Meadmore puts in a cracking tackle. We talked before about Pike medalists and man of the match for our friends at My Truck Wash Express.
Oh.
John Meadmore is definitely right up there with a big chance right now. He's got the footy once again. Unfortunately, he turns it over this time to Blake Shanahan. His kick gets smothered, and it's out of bounds for a ball in right on the paint of 50. Minute and a half gone in this final quarter. South Bunbury lead by 44.
Very significant lead moving into the last quarter. As I said before, they just need something to go their way, Collie. One to snap out of the pack, go through or something.
Ball up once again, down to Jackson Barrett on the boundary line.
Bit of news from the Collie bench. Matt Michael looks fine, so that hip doesn't look too bad. He's just sitting on the bench with his teammates. No interest from the trainers, who are preoccupied with Michael Florio.
So Alan Crane's just trying to stir up a story here. As the ball has been kicked towards the goal line there by Adam Bignell. It goes the wrong side and through for a minus. Looks like they're trying to kick a horn post or something.
No, well, I think there would be a story because otherwise it's too good a quality player to have sitting on the bench there.
Well, I suppose the question is what happens over the next 10 minutes, whether we see him out on the ground again or not.
Oh, I think we'll see him back. But,
Meadmore's got it now at half back flank. He takes his time, then gets a handball away, found Kirby, then back to Meadmore. Just got numbers everywhere
Numbers
here.
everywhere, that's
Could have
right.
just about raffled it between about 7, but then he just about turns it over. In fact, he does. He could have just used the players just about the 20-metre radius around him. Anyway, Ma now with a kick up towards the forward line. He wants Fontana for the Collie Eagles. Out towards the boundary line it goes. Oh, he did very well to elude a couple of players. Then off to Shanahan. He's wrapped up, but he eludes that tackle at 50. He now kicks it in towards the forward pocket. Oh, very good mark in defence taken there
Jay Wright.
by Jay Wright. Plays on. And he finds Kirby, and then he finds Kyle Hams at half back. One bounce for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Then kicks it up to centre wing. He wants Coleman. He's back on the ground. It bounced in front of him, couldn't gather cleanly. Ball goes out towards the boundary line. Ball in. And the Bull sees it out. Who do you reckon his favourite would be? Leonardo, Donatello. I was always a Donatello fan. Sort of nerd, but also still a bit of fun.
I don't really know the Turtles that well, so...
Oh, well, I'll run through it with you later tonight when we have a couple of cordials.
Couple of cordials.
Yeah, they'll ball in at half
A
forward.
couple of cordials were till Ninja Turtles.
Yes. Just like my...
As long as you don't start acting it out
Mate,
there.
it's just like my 6-year-old birthday party. I won't lie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cake, cordials everywhere. Be a little different though this evening. Ball in as the Collie Eagles try to keep this one alive inside the field of play at the interchange gates. It's Ma. Handballs out wide to Cleggett. He now centres the ball to centre half forward. A one-on-one contest. Good effort there by, once again, Shanahan.
nicely played.
Shanahan's been very, very good this afternoon for the Collie Eagles. He's been a good standout for them. His kick in towards the teeth of the goals, though, is knocked away. Brody London gets back there. Cleared away. And it's hit there towards Hams. Good work there by Griggs. He spoils it, but South Bunbury got numbers. High ball out of defence. Tough one to try and claim. Well, a couple of them go in really hard for that one. At the back of the pack, it rolls away, and then Rinder claims up now at centre wing. He then dishes off there to Axel Vernon. Screws the kick around the corner, and actually did quite well with it in the end. He got it to Griggs, then to Jared Miller. High ball inside the forward line it goes.
Nicely played.
And a very good lead out in the end there by Jace Fontana. And that is a bit of a contender, actually, for Mark of the Day for Anytime Fitness Bunbury. Your fitness, your way. Try Anytime Fitness Bunbury in September with 30 days at $30.
Great work by the big fella Rinder, though. He just kept a long way down there for him, but he worked the ball well.
Jace Fontana launches from around about 50 metres out, but it falls short. There are numbers back there for the Collie Eagles. Quick snap around the corner is going to be rushed through for a behind by Josh Ryder. So Collie Eagles move to 3-6-24. South Bunbury are 9-12-66. 5 minutes gone in this final quarter for Dale Alcock home.
South will be enjoying this quarter of footy too. Now they've got the flag in the bag. They can just go and relax and not relax, but just enjoy every moment of it.
I just like the rhyming of the flag in the bag.
The flag in the bag,
Yes.
yeah. That's,
like that.
that's a good roost out there, but straight to London.
Well, that's exactly what they wanted, was it not?
Yes, that was.
Yeah, that's good. London kicks it out of the half-back line. He tries to find Wilkinson. It went past him, bounced away, and rolls out.
I didn't
for
see
a
who
point.
kick that ball. I think that was Joshy Ryder kicked that ball in.
Yeah.
That was a magnificent kick in. All of 60, 70 metres and hit the target.
There you go. Well, he's about...
It'll probably be 80 or 90 metres come later
Oh,
on.
of course, yeah. Well, I was going to say when he's older and talks about the premiership. I booted it 95 metres out towards the wing, and then they'll show the tape and go, come on, Dad. Come on, Grandpa. What are you doing? Ball now at half forward for the South Bunbury side. Oh, gee, Davidson almost coughed that one up. They do have numbers around here, the Collie Eagles. This is Blackford over the top now to Axel Vernon. He will work with the old 1-2. Did well there with Ray Daniels. Now a kick up towards half forward. And a good mark once again by Jace Fontana. He'll play on short. Good little kick. And in the end, the mark's been taken here by Jeb Swallow. He'll kick from about 48 metres out on a tightish angle near the boundary. No, he will decide to play it on and kick to a central target. He wanted Jared Miller, but it went over the top of him.
And South Bunbury are able to clear it away for the time being. When I say time being, about 13 seconds, if less. Ray Daniels, he took the football, got it to Bignell. He then kicks it inside the forward line. Great work from Swallow. Will he kick this one? No, he won't. He got shanked over as he ended up taking the kick. And the Collie Eagles lose another chance at trying to get on the scoreboard. Now Jackson Bell out of defence for South Bunbury. Kicks up towards the interchange gates on this near side. Bennell, he couldn't gather the football cleanly. Salikas is nearby as well. Bennell goes a second time, but there's numbers there for the Collie Eagles. Davidson got it on the grid.
Great grab.
A very good mark taken by Maher. He then centres to centre half forward. And a very good mark has been taken there by Shanahan, by Chappell. He then kicks it up towards inside the forward line. He wanted Fontana. He gets himself a free kick, and he will have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out. 8 gone in this final quarter. They trail by 42.
Full credit to the Collie Eagles. It's been 8 inside 50s in this final quarter to South yet to get up there. So they're still trying. They're trying to get everything they can. It'd be nice if this one could go through for them.
Absolutely right. Jace Fontana, who will line up from 40 metres out. His kick is another poster. That's our third of the afternoon.
What was that low score?
Don't just yet. Radio, you're speaking like a South Bunbury man. Radio Westdale, Alcock home scoreboard. Collie Eagles 3-7-25. South Bunbury are 9-12-66 as the ball is cleared out of defence once again for the South Bunbury Football Club. And the ball now up towards the wing. Good kick. Coleman's come out. Well, he had about 5 bites at that. He couldn't end up claiming it in the end. It's stolen by Shanahan. Blake Shanahan inside the forward line. A chance for Swallow. He couldn't gather. Jared Miller is wrapped up, and that is holding the ball. There's a big old tackle, that one.
Player on the other side.
He'll go out to that far side right now. The ball's been taken there by, guess who? Sean Crane. And then a short ball inboard. And now Giardi at centre half back. Goes on now. Long ball up towards the middle of the ground. Good mark taken by Desham. Desham with the old 1-2. Quick handball back inboard. He wants Salikas with the kick. Turned over and Matt Blackford will take the mark. Long kick out of defence for the Collie Eagles. Up towards Swallow. Jeb Swallow evades 2 tacklers. He then kicks it around the corner. Up towards the top of 50. Harbour does exceptionally well. He bursts out of the pack and then tries to find a teammate with a handball. It went the wrong side. Going after it again there was Coleman. He gathered the football. Almost a free kick. It is a free kick. Josh Stowe.
Hutchison.
Thank you. He'll take the free kick at the half-back line. He delivers it up to the wing. Oh, very good mark taken there. That's a nice old grab. Like that. Desham's taken it. He looks up. He's on the interchange gates at the moment. Long ball wants Salikas and/or Wilkinson. Wilkinson ends up taking the mark. There's players streaming forward now. Bennell's the target. Will he take it? Or he lets it bounce in the end. He then tucks it over the top for his teammate. And Coleman will stuff it up. Holding the ball.
Is that the technical term for that?
Stuffed it up. He didn't quite work that quite well. Free kick go to the Collie. You can see things have just laxed a little here.
I think it's just going through the motions at the minute.
Not just out there, but in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got a little out of bounds crazy up here all of a sudden. As the ball is at the feet of Joel Maher, he picks up on the half volley, kicks it out of defence, made ball.
He's been good this afternoon.
Pike medal possibility. Oh, someone's smashing down the door next door to say Pike medalist. As the ball's delivered inside 50 by Bell. And a very good mark taken about 35 metres out. It'll be a kick on goal for South Bunbury. And it will come Tommy Harper. So this too, just about start the celebrations. As we go to Jackson Barrett down on the grounds.
News from the South Bunbury bench. Guy Piggott is in a club hoodie and with ice on his right hamstring, so his grand final is done.
Tom Harper from 40 metres out. Start the celebrations. It's through for a goal, and South Bunbury are on their way to a title. Their first in 14 years.
Yeah, and I think they've been on their way to a title since pretty early on in this game of footy, and they've just been relentless in their pressure and their the use of the football, and they've just taken Collie a bit by storm this afternoon.
The Radio West Dale Alcock home scoreboard. 12 minutes gone in this final quarter Collie Eagles are 3-7-25, and South Bunbury moved to 10-12-72. Who else are you thinking for Pike Minerals? And also Radio West's man of the match, thanks to My Truck Wash Express picked him.
Oh, look, Meadmore's been outstanding. Dylan Harper across half-back, outstanding. Coleman, when the game was there to be running all day, he's had first to the ball. Griggs has got it, and they're moving forward again.
They are, so Corey Griggs kicks it up towards half-forward. Going after that there is Chappell for the Collie Eagles. He kicks in towards the forward line. There's a hold, and it is against the Collie Eagles. South Bunbury will take the free kick out of defence. My Truck Wash Express picked him, putting up a $100 voucher to the Prince of Wales Hotel and also a $75 voucher to the Cryo Sauna at Denning Boxing Gym. If you do not mind, big thanks to Daz and the crew at My Truck Wash Express, and also those at Prince of Wales and Denning Boxing Gym. It's out of defence right now. Mark's been taken here by the man that would very well...
He's been pretty handy himself in hands, very experienced around the footy.
Knocking on the door thinking, hey, what about me? Thank you. It's Kyle Hams.
But when you run down the list, there's quite a few players that put their hand up.
People absolutely determined to make it meet more, though, in the box next to us. Anywho, you guys just keep it down there over there. Wilkinson wrapped up in a tackle, holding the ball, says the umpire. So free kick will go to the Collie Eagles, and it will be taken here by, I was going to say Chase Griggs, but it's not. Ends up being played. See, Shanahan's got top notch for Collie Eagles today. Very, very good. Kick up to half forward, unfortunately, he's not the best. And Kirby has taken the mark.
He's another one who puts his hand up. Very good early. He's dominated this wing.
He's been very good. He's sort of been unsung hero in a way. Cadman delivers inside the forward line. He wants the Grecian Prince. He wants Salikas. He sidesteps. He kicks from 45. Potonailan and Salikas.
Gee, that was very well played. You put a tick by that one, I think, Lee. He just turned the Collie player inside out and nailed it.
That's put a smile on my dial.
It's party time, isn't it?
Radio West Alcock home scoreboard. South Bunbury 11-12-78. Collie Eagles are 3-7-25, and that is a big contender for goal of the day for City and Regional Fuels. City and Regional BP outlets keeping you on the move throughout the southwest. He's got two options, by the by, I reckon, for goal of the day.
If you had your pick, you'd get it straight away, wouldn't he?
Well, I mean, that was a very
classy goal.
That is, you know, I mean, we talk about how good it is to have waffle experience. He's got oodles of it. And
not only waffle experience, he's got oodles of talent.
Yeah, he does. Travis Cleggan at the wing for the Collie Eagles. He kicks it in front of Shanahan. He's got the football now. This is Blake Shanahan as he kicks it up towards Chappell and also Fontana. Fontana spins around. He then gives the quick handball away. He's there kicked in towards the forward pocket, spoiled away. That's a free kick for high contact. And Tom Harper will take that free kick. 15 gone. Final quarter. There's going to be some champagne flowing, I think.
I think there might be a few cordials.
Well, the corks have gone. That's what I'll say. The corks have started to be pots. This is a Ryan Coffin now. High ball back inside the forward 50. And, you've got to play that almost, would you not?
I would have, yes.
This late stage, why not give it to Jace Fontana? That was a very good effort, but it fell to the ground. Umpire ends up saying ball up because they have all been wrapped up. And all of a sudden, it gets
there's a bit of excitement going on there.
Oh, let's ball it back up.
That's the boys going in.
This is where you just think to yourself, get one of the umpires to just ball it back up and get the game back up.
Gee, I'll tell you what, there's a few being thrown out there at the minute too.
This is not a good way to finish the game, I'd say. So, we've gone 16 minutes, and it is a comfortable 53-point lead now to South Bunbury. And 3 goals this afternoon to Anthony Salikas. Lee Coleman's kicked 3 as well. Meanwhile, finally things have settled down.
Yeah, just getting to know each other a little bit better on that far side.
Know you. That's not too bad. I think we've had too much karaoke today, just quietly. But we did say, we weren't talking amongst just ourselves. There's every chance there could have been a bit of karaoke action going on the show today.
Not sure whether someone was actually carded there or not.
I think there would have been 1 or 2 yellow cards there just quietly, or at least the blood rule will be enforced in some way, shape or form. What I do know is a free kick is going to South Bunbury. Harper's going to take the free kick. So the players that are coming off there are Wilkinson and Hutchison for South Bunbury. Rogers and Sinski are off for Collie. And this is what
It's a bit of chaos at the minute out here.
No, it's a bit where you just get the game back underway. It's one thing that I'm not a fan of when you talk about cards and things like that, because you just want the umpires just to ball it up straight away, get things on, and just keep going. So anyway,
umpires bringing Daniels off.
Finally, there's a 50-metre penalty. Chaos.
There is at that.
Chaos. Anyway, let's get the football back underway, shall we? I think that's probably a good idea. There's only a few more minutes left in this one, and South Bunbury are on their way to the title. And they can complain all they want, the Collie Eagles downstairs, and, talk about things that are going wrong with the umpiring in the last few minutes. But there's a few things that just haven't gone right throughout the game for them that they'd probably rather focus on afterwards. Anyway, we're on the wing. Chance here for Sean Crane to take the ball, and he's got it now on centre wing. Let's get a feeling we're just into junk time. We've been in junk time for the last 10 minutes in all reality. But nonetheless, we are officially into junk time, because it's just giving me a bit of kick-to-kick coming up from here, I would say. Mark's been taken by Jackson Bell.
That's 3-7, 11-12.
Yep, 3-7-25 the Collie Eagles, 11-12-78 South Bunbury. We've gone 18 minutes in this quarter as the ball is kicked up towards the half-forward line. There is a free kick found, and it's going to the Collie Eagles. Advantage has been paid. Bignell's got it now. His kick up towards the wings, not all that good. It's turned over, taken there by Wazaloo. Now back inboard. Chance for Jackson Bell to try and pick this football up. He's tackled pretty well by the Collie Eagles. It does come free, but eventually it is going to be a ball up right near the middle of the ground. It's the Collie Eagles 3-7-25.
Pretty good contest that late in the game, though. Both players were hard at the footy still at this time of the day. I'm not sure how much time's left, but it must be getting down.
Oh, you just say to them, just run the clock down, don't worry. You wonder if there should just be a white flag at times when you get to grand final day when these sort of things happen. But
no, it's a good time to play out here, though, if you're on the right.
Oh, if you're on the winning team.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you worry about that.
Very long, 10,
you get
15 minutes.
Defenders into goal-kicking positions, don't you?
You do.
As Desham now kicks up to half forward. And
Damon Bull.
Chance on goal here for Damon Bull, maybe. He's 50 out.
A little bit far out for Damon.
Angle. No, he'll go short. Good kick. And it is Slick who's got the mark. And he will have an attempt on goal from, I'd say, just on the paint of 50. So, Anthony Salikas has kicked 3 this afternoon. He's looking to just put another bit of icing on the cake. Kick on towards the goal is to the wrong side. And through for a minor score. So South Bunbury 11, 13-79. Collie Eagles are 3-7-25. We've gone 20 minutes in this grand final for Dale Alcock Homes. View Dale Alcock Homes' new farmhouse designs, perfectly suited for larger blocks. Visit a Dale Alcock display home to find out more. It's going to come straight back in for the South Bunbury side, but Bignell does well to stop that foray inside. Vernon, quick handball away. Got a bit of run going through the middle of the ground right now. Here is Jared Miller. He picks up the football now. Spins around, then kicks up towards the top of the 50-metre arc. And a good mark taken there by Jace Fontana.
It's tried hard this afternoon.
Yes, absolutely. Plays on the kick. Was in sort of Van Diemen's land in the end for the Collie Eagles, but in the end they've won out because South Bunbury defender claimed it. And then a tackle straight away. And so a free kick is going to go to Travis Claggett.
Just a bloke who got tackled there, and Dylan Harper played in the last South Bunbury Premiership in 2002, and now he's going to be a Premier again in 2016. Yes. Fantastic effort.
Sort of wondering whether that would be the longest Premiership sort of spell for a player in South West Footy League history. I would dare say it would be 14 years. As Claggett walks in, 40 metres out, and puts through the goal. So on the Radio West Dale Alcock Home scoreboard, Collie Eagles 4-7-31, South Bunbury 11-13-79.
Yeah, it's all over bar the shouting and has been for quite some time. It's been a terrific effort by the South Bunbury boys this afternoon. They just have not let Collie run or open up the game. And to Collie's credit, they've had a lot of the footy of this quarter, but unable to put on the ground. 3 minutes to go in the game.
News through from the track of the Kalgoorlie Cup of 2016. Cougar Express has won the Kalgoorlie Cup. Falcon Crest, the favourite, finishing in second. And I have a feeling back in the studio, there are no champagne corks going because I think our person on the panel went for the second horse. But anywho, Giarchi, speaking of a man who's been waiting a long time for a premiership, that was a belting kick, but unfortunately the man he was intending to get there in Zalikas couldn't quite get there in time. We'll have a ball in. He's right near the paint of 50, forward flank for South Bunbury, and they lead by 48 points. It is an 8-goal lead.
A lot of red and white jumpers penned up by the fence there.
There'll be one heck of a party going on here at Hands Oval in just about an hour's time or so, but less than that. As a free kick's been found holding the ball, and so South Bunbury are going to start something up once again. Desham will deliver it inside the forward 50 or kick from 55 metres out. So
not a bad kick of the footy either, Jack
Desham.
Desham.
Decides to go for glory here or not?
I think he should. Young fella, worked his way into the league side this year.
This late in the game, go for glory. Why not?
And he's a pretty decent kick, so we're going to...
Might end up being a contender for goal today if he kicks this. Well, he doesn't. He kicks it, sprays it out in the ball.
Plenty of distance.
Yes, he got the distance.
A long way away from the sticks.
He almost hit the second row of cars back there, but the accuracy just wasn't quite there.
It's pretty like my golf shot. No worries about the distance. Accuracy, terrible.
There is no way that either you or I are going on a golf course ever again. It's just every time we talk about our golf swings, it's like, nah, it's just 23 gone. Margin is still 48 points. It's deep in the forward pocket here for South Bunbury. Great chase down tackle. Sean Crane has chased down Reed Saunders, and he might just have a sneaky shot on goal from about 40 metres out on a very tight angle. Our man on the stats, Leith Cale, is once again pointing to Sean Crane's goal in the third quarter as a possible contender for goal of the day. No chance, especially with the guy sitting next to me.
No,
no, not happening. Sean Crane comes in and in the end kicks it out on the ball.
Well, they've gone either side, so you reckon they'll come back in the middle of the minute?
At some point they will. I think you're right there.
I don't think it'll be worrying them too much right at this minute.
24 gone. 2016 season. It's been quite an entertaining one. South Bunbury have been the dominant side throughout, and they really muscled their way through this grand final this afternoon. Tackle applied there on Chase Griggs at the paint of 50 for the Collie Eagles. It comes free, and there's a free kick actually going to South Bunbury. It's going to be in the hands of Matt Giarchi. So Giarchi's going to take the free kick, and he's going to get himself 50 metres as well.
And help himself to a goal.
And you reckon he won't enjoy this?
I reckon you might see a little bit of a Giarchi celebration.
This could be anything. So...
And just about beyond the siren, you would think.
Yep, the siren's not too far away. I think we're less than 30 seconds away.
It's probably a fitting way for the captain of South Bunbury. He's gone through a fair bit. So
Matt Giarchi with the resultant free kick and the 50-metre penalty. He lines up straight in front, 10 out. He will enjoy this a lot as he puts through the goal. South Bunbury moves to 12-13-85. Collie Eagles 4-7-31. In the dying stages of the 2016 Grand Final.
Well, he's been on the receiving end a few times in Giarchi, so it's probably a very fitting way for him to finish, and they'll enjoy the spoils of this, and a well-deserved victory this afternoon by the South Bunbury Football Club. They've worked tirelessly this afternoon. I could see a few smiles on the fence down there. They're getting ready for it.
Yes, absolutely right. So, it is the final rights. The margin is out now to 54 points. South Bunbury, only a couple of losses next to their name throughout the season. They lost in the second semi-final to the Collie Eagles, and they wanted to get some revenge this afternoon. And they're going to do just that, as Kyle Hams has it now in the paint of 50. He launches high and long. He wants Selekas, but it goes past him and it's through.
I don't think he wanted Selekas. I think he wanted
the glory.
I think he was going for it.
I think you might be right there. It was angling towards Selekas.
Yeah, I think so.
So that makes it 55 points. As the ball is delivered out of defence now, the Collie Eagles have been exceptional throughout the final series in the first 2 weeks. But South Bunbury are the champions for the first time since 2002 in the Southwest Football League. They win by 55. Absolutely dominant this afternoon, South Bunbury. They led by 7 points at the quarter time break. They then absolutely broke out with a 6-goal-to-zip.
Andrews, Adam Horsworth and Zach Sherko. Well done to Matt Stewart also, who's an emergency. And our 4 boundary umpires for today: Jared Andrews, Chris Edwards, Ryan Futrell and Jack Gibellini, his first season gets to boundary umpire a grand final. Congratulations, Jack. In the goals today, we had a fella who was doing his 711th game, Jason Crow, and also the first lady ever to officiate a CIS senior grand final, Katrina Edwards. Can I just have everyone's attention for about 5 minutes? Thank you very much, everyone. I'd just like to make special mention to the Collie Eagles Football Club for the successful year and getting to the grand final, boys. I know that today is probably not as you planned it, but I saw some of the games you played throughout the year. You're a fantastic unit. I think you've done a great job, and Clint's done an awesome job as well. So, big round of applause for the Collie Eagles Football Club for their efforts, not only today but throughout the year. Okay, we're going to do the medal presentation, present the medallions. I'd like to welcome to the podium Brad Scott, Olympian, 2016 Olympic Games, 1500 metre runner. Good guy as well.
Slow down, bro. Slow down. We're going to the 5 medal first.
Okay, fellas, in your alphabetical order. Jackson Bell. Ryan Bonnell. Raymond Bull. Kurt Cadman. Sean Crane. Jack Deschamps. Carl Hands. Dylan Harper. Tommy Harper. Craig Hutchison. James Kirby. Lee Coleman. Greg London. John O'Meeklaw. Ryder. Martin Thompson. Anthony Salakis. Adrian Wassaloo. Dale Wilkinson. Jay Watt. And the captain, Matt Giacchi. Okay, now let's welcome back to the stage, representing the Pike family, to present the Pike Medal for fairest and best in today's game. Mr. Bruce Pike, round of applause for Bruce. Thank you very much, Bruce. We love the family tradition, Pike Medal. One of the most honourable medals to win in the league. And it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner for 2016, number 9 for South Bunbury, Dylan Harper. Congratulations, everyone. Thanks once more to the Pike family. And please welcome back to the stage Matt Giacchi, captain, Mark Doffing, coach of South Bunbury, to receive the Maryland Southwest Premiership from Steve Hackett. Well, thanks very much, Shane. Terrific day, actually, Bunbury sunshine today. I think today, overall, the winner has been football, to be honest. We got down here at 8:30, watched the Colts, watched the Rezzies, and there was some tremendous football played in great spirit. Commiserations to the Collie Eagles today. I thought we played a terrific game of football, and obviously congratulations to HBL in the Colts and reserves taking out those premiership flags for the 2016 season. But on behalf of Darl Alcock Homes Southwest, congratulations to South Bunbury Football Club.
Hands up! I've been jumped out of bed. Get him out!
Well done,
Congratulations, South Bunbury. And a big thank you to Steve Hancock and Dale Walker of Southwest for the amazing sponsorship of our football competition. Okay, guys, I'll get you to stay there while I welcome to the podium the President of the Southwest Football League, Mr. Barry Tate, to present the Premiership Cup. Thanks, Barry.
On behalf of the Southwest League, I'd like to thank Clint and Shane for their efforts this year and all the boys from the Collie Football Club. You've been a great role model for the league. Thank you very much for turning up today, and obviously I know you'll learn from this and obviously get to know better for next year. The South Bunbury, it's been 14 years, so congratulations, you'll enjoy tonight. On behalf of the Southwest League, thanks very much for your commitment over the journey, and to all the boys there, well done.
First of all, thank you to Blackie and the boys. Definitely hold your head up high. I've been in your position. It's not a good spot, but you blokes have had a standout year and you did yourselves no harm today, so thanks very much. To our guys, we knew it was going to be tough. The last 2 weeks have been really good. Actually, the whole year's been really good. And I just want to say that for the supporters and the sponsors and the volunteers, the guys that make the club work, this one's for you. It's been a long time coming. Sorry to make you wait so long, but this cup's yours just as much as it is ours. So thanks very much.
We're not going to fit.